Jeremy Rosenthal does the Rosenthal Review here on the radio station, and he takes a look at 3 legal stories that we throw at him, and here he is right now. Jeremy, good morning.
Let's have it. Good morning.
Age-old problem, though, right? You have a break room in your workplace. You put food in the refrigerator or the freezer, and somebody steals it.
It's the break room break-in.
Yep. Which is why I label everything urine. Urine sample.
Well, yeah, that's a smart move. The question, the legal analysis starts with who's going to pay their lawyer the most. We go from there.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Very good point. All right, let's throw some topics at you. Topic number 1, WNBA star Dearica Hamby. Do I say that right?
I think so. Yeah. I don't follow the WNBA so much, but sure.
Right. I know Caitlin. I know her.
Clark.
She, by the way, got a technical the other night.
It's a technical foul.
Dearica Hamby files lawsuit against league and former team over alleged treatment while she was with child, pregnant. What do you think? This is danger territory, I would think, right here.
This is as legally complicated a problem as you want to have, as you will ever see, because you've got employment discrimination, you've got labor and union law with the collective bargaining agreement, you've got a contract, you've got retaliation. So, and we'll start there. So most discrimination cases aren't being fired because your boss is a racist or your boss hates old people or something like that. It's because somebody walks in and complains, and then, well, you're not going to accuse us of being racist. Now we're going to make you go work in the basement. That's just as bad. That's retaliation. The Las Vegas Aces didn't bench her. They just traded her when she came in and said she was pregnant. And not only that, they said, well, did you plan to become pregnant? Were you taking preventative measures? Which that would be what I would call, if I was her, none ya, right? That's none your business. But you also have this issue with what you call in employment law a BFOQ. That would be a bona fide occupational qualification. If you are a pilot, they can take the keys away from you when you're a certain age, and that's not age discrimination. Can you rebound while you're pregnant? That's what makes this legal question so nuts. It's really a hard one.
It is a toughie. I just saw somebody was giving an interview. And she may have been an attorney, and she was talking about the workplace in a positive way wherever she went to work. And I this might have been a documentary, might have been a news story. I don't know where this came from, but I just watched it the other day, and she said, I felt it was my responsibility because I'd just gotten this job and found out I was pregnant after I got the job. So she said, before I started on my first day, I went and I said, I just want you to know I'm pregnant. And the boss, the owner of the company, said, oh, that's awesome. Do you know if it's going to be a boy or a girl? And it didn't change a thing.
He was happy.
And
happy for her.
She's been working there ever since, and it's been a yeah. Now, again, we're talking about legal issues here right now. This is a tricky one.
Really so, yeah. Like I said, as complicated as you want it to be, you can take the union aspect of the case, because in professional sports you have all these collective bargaining agreements. It just is the gift that keeps on giving. It's a hard case.
Topic number 2. Here's another toughie, I think anyway. Historic new law would protect kids online and hold tech companies accountable. I long are the days where parents have control over their children to prevent them from being on these sites and having the opportunity to be there in the first place. But, you tell me, where are we? Are these tech companies, are they going to be held accountable here?
This is a really fascinating one, because federally, they haven't really addressed these laws since 1998. The Senate voted 91-3 to pass this bill, which tells you something, right? Because the Senate can't even decide when to take a bathroom break. And they are this on board. The question is always, how are we going to balance free speech with this type of regulation? The way that they went after this is kind of clever. What they said is, we're not going to govern the content. What we're going to govern is your ability to mine the data. We're going to govern your algorithms. And what we're going to say is, we're going to take some of the addictive qualities of social media, and we're going to take that away from you. you can't collect information about a 12, 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, and then try to get them into whatever little addictive algorithm box that we're going to try to put you in. That's what they're trying to gut. We'll see if it gets anywhere.
Well, and to me, this opens up, you tell me, it opens up a can of worms. Like, have you ever watched Saturdays or Nickelodeon or Saturday mornings when the cartoons are on? Every commercial is promoting a sugary cereal or a toy that the kid has to have.
Yep.
And, as parents, you're like, oh my, where are you getting these ideas from? Well, of course, advertising is targeting our children, and that's okay. So how is that any different than what these social media companies are doing?
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up because you've got certain social medias that are okay with this. Microsoft is okay with this. X is okay with this. Snapchat's okay with this. Meta, who's Facebook and Instagram, and they're aligned with TikTok, they've decided they're going to try to fight this. So it's got the tech companies even split on this. But again, you've got a really overwhelming majority of the Senate that passed it. It's going to go to the House now. Who knows what happens there? The president has indicated if it gets to his desk while he's still in office, he's going to sign the thing. So we'll see if this gets any legs. But for the first time, it looks like Congress may actually sort of act here. Again, a really overwhelming bipartisan thing.
One thing I remember when I was a kid, my father was on a diet trying to lose like 30 pounds, and a Big Mac commercial came on the TV, and it looked so good. And my father's like, this should be illegal.
Well, it's also, to give another example, it's like the fascinating thing of a patient going into a doctor's office. Hey, doc, I saw in this commercial, this drug, and I think it could help me. Oh, okay. In that case, wait, who's telling who?
Topic 3, one person is dead after a Florida man drives a semi-truck through a strip club after getting kicked out.
Wow.
My thoughts are this is probably illegal.
Yeah. It's pretty bad when the state of Florida won't release your name for 3 or 4 days. But this is, I'll tell you what, the more and more that's coming out, the worse this thing is. This dude, there was a video that was released, I think yesterday, from his dash cam in a semi trailer. It's like watching the Terminator or I don't know any of your good movies that are out in 2024 that are action where trucks are smashing buildings at full speed. It's not pretty. Murder, homicide is always going to attract. It's always going to attract the intent aspect of it, right? Are we planning for 2 years? Are we ordering things on the internet? Or did we, did we get drunk and kill somebody? Doesn't make a difference, obviously, to the dead person, but we are talking the difference between 10 years in prison and 50. This guy had about 30 minutes to cool off. He was in the club. He was touching some of the women inappropriately, asked him to leave. And then they've got a text. It's terrible. He's got a text and texting his girlfriend saying, I'm going to go to prison for intoxication manslaughter, which again, big shock. He was wrong about that too. He's in for first-degree murder. So a really ugly story.
So he texted his girlfriend that he was going to commit a intoxicated manslaughter at a strip club?
Doesn't that kind of make it premeditated, even though it's only a short period of time, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, that's the question. When we talk about homicide, you can talk about these things in law school. This is a big topic that you kick around because there is a legal difference between, say, the husband that finds the wife cheating and then he goes to the dresser and gets the gun. That's going to be sort of a mitigating factor, right? Again, it's the difference between 20 years and 30 years in prison. I'm not saying that it's going to make it legal, but that's the type of premeditation that you sort of talk about. Or, for instance, you make a bad right-hand turn and you kill a motorist. Maybe that's just civil liability, or if you're on your phone, maybe you're on probation or you do 5 years of prison. So that's kind of how to think of the intent element as it relates to murder.
Yeah. All right. All very interesting stories. Great stuff. And Jeremy Rosenthal, we appreciate it and hope we can do it again.
Yeah, and from now on, I'm labeling all my food in the fridge urine.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Or simply poop.
Or
that
Cologuard.
works too.
My Cologuard sample. Just get a box.
That's right. Okay, good luck. Thank you. All right, Jeremy.
Bye-bye.